Hi, this is Kelly.
This is Sue.
Welcome to Front Porch AF, where friends and neighbors
gather to have a drink, settle, have a laugh, and solve all the problems of the world. Cheers, y'all. Welcome to our podcast, the 31st.
Is it 31 or 32?
It's 32. Thank you.
It's 32. That's
well,
what I
I'm
thought.
a little slow on the uptake.
That's
these
okay.
days.
You've had a couple of hard weeks.
I have.
Yeah.
3 exactly.
Yeah. Today is fun because we have farmers here.
And you know what? Today is also, we are recording on Earth Day.
Earth Day. It's a perfect day to have farmers here. We have Tonya and Michael Bradford from Acre Farm here in the Bend.
In the Bend,
Yes.
on the Bend. Yep.
Yep.
And we're going to be talking about all sorts, not just farming, but farm. Okay, so it might be just farming.
I think it's about farming.
Okay, well, farming.
Well, actually, like sustainable farming and farming for good.
And CAs. What are CAs?
CSAs.
Something. Yes.
I think Tonya will have to tell us what that is.
Okay.
Yes,
Community sustainable agriculture. I
don't know.
heard
It's
this.
kind of like this word. It's like anything. Like it could probably stand for a lot of
FBI.
things, but what it means is like we have these really great farmers in our neighborhood that bring us locally grown vegetables that are grown in a sustainable way right to our front porch.
I'm waiting for a winery on the Bend.
Yeah, well, hold your breath. Actually, maybe that'll happen. Maybe we can talk Tonya and Michael.
Oh
and think about
gosh,
that.
I would do it.
We should
I would do
put
it.
a plug in for that.
Do I have grape juice on my?
You don't.
Okay.
I mean, that just kind of reminds me to ask you what exactly is that you're drinking?
The drink of the day is wrestling wine.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, I am drinking wine out of a small orange juice bottle. The reason I'm drinking wine out of a small orange juice bottle is because it has a cap that locks, so that when I put it in my bag to bring it downstairs to the studio where we record this, it doesn't slop all over.
Uh-huh.
Also, the reason it's called wrestling wine is because when we used to go to wrestling at Redcon Gym, where they did not sell or allow alcohol, we carried these. We carried things in our that looked like soda pop. Or healthy juice.
Yeah, that
So this
doesn't
is
look
why I
like
call
orange juice though.
Yeah, no, well, this looks like grape juice.
So you would take it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm going to tell him on Papa D for a minute. He and Mama they played bluegrass all over South Mississippi, Louisiana, that whole region, Alabama down there. And they would take their Mountain Dew bottles on stage, and there was not Mountain Dew in the bottle.
Was Papa D still drinking that Zinfandel?
It was that one. Yeah, the best box
Papa
white
D, if you're
Zinfandel
listening
you
to this,
can
please,
buy.
I'm not insulting you. I love
Box white Zinfandel. Anyway, I'm
you are what color? Your Miller? Yeah, your Miller Lite. But what's it in?
But I may have used this koozie before / Huggy.
I've never seen,
This is a Huggy that I'm using it in honor of Kit because she was just here and I've been thinking about her.
That's my sister, Kit.
That's your sis. She brought me this back from Tasmania. My friends visited Tasmania, Australia, and all they brought me was this lousy stubby holder.
And it's a stubby holder.
It's a stubby holder, not even a koozie.
Under.
It's a stubby holder.
All
so
right.
that's what I'm having today.
And speaking of Kit, well, we had a wonderful reaction to her massive eyebrow fail.
Oh my gosh!
From our show last time.
Yep.
Neighborhood notes.
You go first. What you got this week?
Okay, I've got a couple. First of all, the cat's in trouble. We have 3 cats, and 2 of them, one 8 years old, one 9 years old, have been they're boy kitties, and they are neutered, and
They live together their whole life.
they've lived together their whole lives. They were best buds, and about a month ago, the younger of the 2, Cosmo, all of a sudden overnight became super aggressive. Was attacking his brother, not the younger cat or the older cat, Mojo, and he even went after me, and we were at our wits' end. Mm-hmm. And our friend James Harper said to me, "Why don't you try pheromone spray?" Mm-hmm. Not only did we try the pheromone spray, but we have the diffusers. in a couple of rooms, and we have been spraying their bedding. And for the last 4 or 5 days, it has been peace on earth, goodwill to cats.
Wow. I wouldn't have expected that kind of response.
No, I mean,
That's
it's just
really
like
good.
180. Now, they are not holding...
Any other activities related to the pheromone spray in the house?
No. I had hip surgery. What do you expect? I can't even lift my leg up on the bed, let alone think about that.
I mean, okay.
Get your mind
Just
up.
checking.
And we have started, oh God. Have you ever heard of the FODMAP diet? FODMAP.
No.
Okay, it's an acronym. It stands for, I had no idea what it stood for, but it stands for fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols, which are short-chain carbohydrates, sugars that the small intestine absorbs poorly. One of us in the household, one of the humans in the household, needs to be on the FODMAP diet, and it's not me. But I am the one who cooks in the household.
Okay.
So I am the one who has been trying to adjust our menus and our cooking to accommodate the FODMAP diet.
We need to find out from our guest if there's any kind of like vegetables that fit into the FODMAP.
There are many vegetables, but let me tell you some of the things. Cornmeal is great. Canned corn is not.
Okay.
Chickpeas in modest amounts are great. No other beans at all.
Oh,
period.
no.
None.
None?
Zero.
Oh, I'd die.
Yeah, you would die.
Green beans.
Green beans are fine, but that is not a legume. That's no, it's not. No milk, but hard cheeses are fine. Even camembert, but not cream cheese.
What?
Camembert is not a hard cheese.
I know camembert. By the way, the voice that you hear in the distance is our videographer, who isn't videographing. She's just commenting.
She's just
Piper.
Talking about cheese, I'm talking.
All right, that's Piper. That's Piper the cheese.
Piper the big cheese.
Big cheese. So anyway, it's been really interesting.
That's interesting.
But I found out rice is excellent, potatoes are excellent, but no flour at all.
Okay.
And so we've had to subscribe to a couple of FODMAP registries.
Yeah.
To make sure
To help
that
plan your menus and stuff, or
I plan them. I do it.
use the FODMAP registry. To
I
help?
use the search engine on their thing that tells me how much I can use, and it seems to be having an effect. So that's okay.
Good. I think that's great.
Yeah. That's you skeptical. Now listen, when you get
I'm not being
old,
skeptical. No, I'm just saying. I think it's a great.
Do I have any more?
Great.
Oh no, that's the extent of my neighborhood notes. I could go on.
I could. Okay.
But I won't.
All right.
Okay. What about you?
Oh my gosh, I have had so many people ask me how come I hadn't cleaned out that tree in my front yard yet.
Oh, still left over from one of our many.
Just last week.
Oh, just last week.
Thursday night, whatever night that was. Yeah. I'm like, okay, guys, give me a break.
It's a forest. Your front yard is a forest. My side yard is a forest. I am not rushing to pick up anything.
I'm not rushing either.
No. I mean, really. This is nature, people.
Yeah, anyway, I'm working on it. But yeah, it's just interesting. Just people give me a hard time. Just yanking my chain.
Why would anybody give you a hard time? You're perfect in every way.
That's what Okay, Sue. Anyway, other fun stuff. So I have, that bike, that motorcycle. I think you have a video of me pulling in your yard in it.
Yes,
that
I
little
do, with
black
Daisy
one.
the dog.
Daisy. Well, anyway, that bike is getting custom paint, and the people that painted it live over in Johnson City, Tennessee, and they brought it over yesterday. And Piper and I got to see it for the first time. It is so cool. And
will there be pictures that I can put on the web?
Yeah, there's
please?
videos, and with us and the guys that did it's a man and wife, and the wife Nikki, it's John and Nikki Lefevre's. They gave us some swag, so I've got their swag on today. And it turned out great. Nikki did all the design, and then they painted it, and they're putting the bike. They brought all the pieces of the bike, and they're putting it back together this week. So we'll have it when we get back from Jazz Fest. It'll be available. So it's going to be very, very cool. It's a good looking bike. And then let's see what else I have to say. Yesterday we just celebrated 420. I just want to say happy 420 to anybody who celebrates, because I think it's a great holiday.
It is.
It's one of the best
holidays. And by the
holidays
way, it is now officially, for Elizabeth Cook has declared it Todd Snyder Day.
Oh, yeah. No, the mayor. Like, it's officially Todd Snyder Day.
It is Todd Snyder Day.
It's officially Todd Snyder Day.
Here in Nashville.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
Here's smoke 'em if you got 'em.
Hey, look. Here's the Todd Snyder.
Yeah,
Cheers.
Here's to Todd Snyder.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Woo.
Enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. My favorite Todd Snyder rendition was our theme song on the radio show for years.
Oh, really? He's gone too soon, for sure. Okay, are you ready for the mailbag?
You go to the mailbag first.
Do I have to go first?
No, you don't. Here's what in the original show notes. I'll read you what I wrote. For 2 shows in a row, no mailbag news. If this continues, I'd consider replacing mailbag. We should ponder what should take its place. And after the last 24 hours, I was wrong. We will never get rid of mailbag.
Okay, good. Go for it. Tell me what you've got in the mailbag.
Our last show was about volunteering.
Hands on Nashville.
Yeah, Hands on Nashville. Jan Seymour was our special guest. And it was about the good that people can do. A small act of volunteerism can have this great ripple effect. We got this note. Love, love, love the new podcast. Inspired me to call my local community activist organization and volunteer.
Oh, that's so
Can you
cool.
believe that?
I love it. That's the whole purpose of our podcast.
Is to.
Yay!
I mean, it's the ripple
Success.
effect. Woo! High five!
Yeah.
High five!
That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mine's a little different.
Hit me.
I'm going to. This is a tough one for me, but I got a text today that said the post about Jazz Fest is absolutely hilarious. And I love it. And I said, well, that's all Sue. You know, Sue's really in charge of social media. And then this avid listener says, Sue is absolutely amazing at marketing and posting. I always get tickled at her stuff.
Oh my gosh!
And I was like, oh, I can't tell her all that. It'll go to her head.
That is so nice. Thank you, avid listener.
Thank you, avid listener.
That is really, sometimes I wonder whether it even gets noticed. But now I know.
Okay, get it together.
Get it together.
It's time to introduce our guest.
It is.
Yeah,
Well, you've got to do that, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You've cut it down from the.
I do, and I'm gonna read it because I don't want to mess it up. So today we have the honor of having Michael and Tonya Bradford here from Acre Farm, which is a local farm here in Neely's Bend, and so Tonya started Acre Farm in 2019. And Tonya turned her farm dreams into reality with her taste tester in chief, Michael, and her guard dog, Scotty, right by her side. After 16 years in New York City, okay?
New
York City as a pastry chef in a little tiny, 200 square foot Manhattan apartment, Tonya, who's from the South, she's ready for some wide open spaces. So here they come. After a pit stop in Cleveland, Tonya did some internships, Tonya and Michael were newlyweds. They landed in Nashville in 2015, and that's when Tonya really dove headfirst into the farm life. She did some working with rare breed chickens and market gardens and running her own veggie stand, and Michael was still doing his taste testing skills and all that. And then fast forward to 2019 when they started the farm. But Tonya was born in Georgia, and returning to the South after being away for a while really connected her to her childhood roots, her family traditions, and elaborate dinners, but even simple things like pork chops and fried okra, right? I love fried okra. And then Midwestern Michael, I love this.
He uses turn signals.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
But for Michael coming to the South, so he's like, oh, this means very delicious, new adventures and characters at every turn.
Yes.
I can't imagine that he meets any in the bend. But I think what's really cool about what they're doing is they preserve the past by growing today what we're going to eat tomorrow. I love that philosophy that they have. Yeah. And so the farm is their family, and they want their vegetables to be on our table. And they're all organic, no-till practices. They have seasonal crop rotations that actually make the soil better. And they grow really thoughtfully by nourishing the soil and the souls, S-O-U-L-S, souls. And while leaving the lightest footprint possible on our earth.
Oh, how nice.
Anyway, we're happy to have y'all. Come on over, guys.
And by the way, their farm is named Una Acre. Did you say that?
I did say it. Una Acre.
And that means
I don't know. What does that mean? Okay, Tonya, Michael. Una Acre. How'd you get the name? Well, welcome to the show, guys.
Welcome. Thank you so much for coming, neighbors.
Thank you. We're excited to be here.
Yes. Well, we got the name. It's a 1 acre farm. It originally started as a 1 acre farm, and we were like, should we call it tiny acre, 1 acre, and...
Well, I speak Spanish, and one in Spanish is uno, or it's una if it's female that you're talking about the word. Well, acre is actually a masculine word, so technically, by Spanish standard, it should be called un acre. It's un acre, but to kind of flip the whole patriarchy, because it's a woman-owned business, and it's one woman's idea, and one woman's dream, and one woman's company, it's una. So una acre. So 1 acre is how we started. And that was just a thought that I threw out that Tonya liked, so it's stuck in the very beginning. But we're since now moved into more acreages, so we've got too much skin in the game to change the logo now. So Trace Acres is out. Sorry, guys, it's Una.
It's a great name and a great story with it. All right, how did y'all find the band?
It's kind of a magical story, I think. We moved here in 2015-ish, between 2015 and 2016, and a friend of mine, we were renting in Inglewood, and a friend of mine was like, let's go to Peeler Park. And the moment I drove down Neely's Bend, and then she actually took me down Hudson, and then we went that back Manise entrance into Peeler, I was like, I said it out loud to her. I was like, I am going to live here.
Oh, cool.
And then, 7 years later, I think, she became a real estate agent, and she called me out of the blue, and she was like, I found you a house in Neely's Bend. And I was like, shut up. What? And then we went, and Michael, there were several things that Michael was like, it has to have. A wraparound porch, has it. A fireplace, has it. And then enough land for us to grow on. And lo and behold, there it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were in no position to buy a house. No one should have given us a mortgage.
I'm glad.
Those underwriters were a little overworked at the time. I think they were like, okay.
Probably.
Well, we were very lucky to have secured it all, and a lot of different moving. The whole story is its own podcast, but getting the house was a dream, and we're lucky.
May I interject? You often talk to people from out of town who come to Neely's Bend, drive down it, and put in their heads, I'm going to live here one day. Mm-hmm. Several of our guests, Laura Amaral, is like that. I drove down, saw that house, and I said, that's it. You know, you guys when you were looking. Yeah. So, welcome. I'm sure glad you landed here. Anyway,
and your house, I love. I've always admired your. I've lived here since 2009, and I make that block a lot, and I've always thought that is like the coolest. The porch, everything is just such a great, beautiful little spot.
And they don't make them like that anymore. Even your house, they don't really make it like that anymore.
I still joke around when we're pulling up to the house and we're about to turn into our driveway. I go, God, look at that house. I'd buy that house.
It's a great space. Well, tell us about the early days and the origin. Like, as you get this business started, what was that like? And what was your vision? And I know you've had some experiences that help build in that. Like, how did all that come together in your mind?
You know, to be honest with you, I never thought that I would be in the position where I am now. I mean, I really didn't. I thought that I couldn't have it. So I kind of, when we found the land that we have now, it's not only, but it's acre and a quarter. And basically, we just try to go slow. We grow slow. Slow growth is something that we did. I've worked on several farms so that I can learn from other farmers. I never wanted to like get into a situation where we're wasting food. We're just very thoughtful about like the food that we grow, and so basically working on other farms, every year we learn something new. I don't know. I think
we weren't going to work on Maggie's farm no more. That's for sure.
Could I ask about how the current fuel situation is affecting your farming? It hasn't affected it yet.
Yeah, I mean, there's a long tail effect for sure on things like just the world. The world is an interdependent place. If we're all thinking that nothing touches anything, that's silly. So it just sometimes takes a longer tail to get to us. So things like fertilizer that are required in places like Russia and Canada, and there's this whole global network of how real organic processes work here in this country. And so I think there's a long tail effect that we have not felt yet, but there's certainly an immediate effect that we have just in regular gas. So we do delivery service that we started during COVID. It's something that people were really into, and we found that it was a market that was underserved. There's a lot of people who do want things delivered to their home, and if they don't get that, then they're not going to buy them. So we found that delivering our farm to front porch delivery service is something that we stick to, and those gas prices really hurt. So what we've had to do is kind of just be clear with our customers, let them know that we're in the same boat they're in. And instead of charging more money, we've just sort of asked them to raise the minimum when they have us come out to their house. And I think that that's been a welcome sort of meet in the middle kind of solution to what currently is an unpredictable scenario.
Yeah. So obviously you were not just Una or Un Acre at the moment. So what does your farm look like now? What is your business? What all are you doing?
Right now, we're called specialty crop growers. So it means that we grow a wide variety of vegetables. We're not monoculture. So like if you think about like big ag, it's corn or soybean and things like that. We grow wide variety. We rotate crops. We have seasonal vegetables. We use organic seeds, organic amendments. We use cover crops to bring back in nutrients so that we're replenishing when we take away. Like corn can take a lot of nutrients away. So we like to, when we do corn, then we grow a cover crop. We do seasonal cover crops, fall, spring, summer. Pipe in.
Yeah, no, practice-wise, but physically, the farm itself looks like we have 2 other acres that we lease on a farming cooperative in Pennington Bend, too. So there's we have, although we are, just a 2-person team and we aren't trying to take over the world and build an empire, there was an opportunity that we got to work on some more land and in a farming collective, and there's 2 other farms out there. So that energy has been cool. It's been obviously it's given us an opportunity to do more, try new things. We work with some chefs that give us ideas, and we say, oh, we didn't think about that. Let's try it. And we have several crops in the ground right now from that process.
So you mentioned chefs. Y'all do a good bit of business with local restaurants. Is that like what kind of stuff? I know you said one time you told me about fig leaves or something like.
We did. We sold fig leaves. We have some strange things that right now we're growing a vegetable that's called a celtus, which is a mixture of celery and lettuce, but you eat the stalk of it.
Like you would.
So it kind of, it kind of looks like a palm tree a little bit, like a small palm tree. Yeah. And they said that the leaves are delicious. Throw them in stir fry. This is one of our chef friends, but he was like, "You've got to eat the stems." So we're so excited for this to actually grow, so that we can taste it. We've never grown something like that before.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
A lot of tomatoes. Chefs love the tomatoes, greens, fennel.
We found also, too, just through the people that we sell our goods to, we learn so much from them. So if we're providing something that we know about, for instance, Tonya's really has got a green thumb in all ways, but flowers have been one of the things that have really brought us joy and brought people joy. And then a vendor at our market asked us to provide for her a lot of marigold flowers. And the marigolds she was going to use them in a ceremonial way. She was from Mexico, and in the culture, the marigold flower holds a great deal of significance, and as well as its ability to make, aromatic soaps and things of that nature. I think that's what she was directly making. But she started to share all these stories with us, and it was stuff that we hadn't even realized, the significance of, and to be part of that is just such a cool thing. So, yeah.
Where else do you sell besides to local restaurants? Where do you supply? Who buys your crops?
We do a CSA, which is a community-supported agriculture. So that happens twice a year, spring, summer, and then fall. And that's a group of people that purchase shares. So that's one way. Amqui Station Farmers Market is another way that we sell. That's every Sunday, starting mid-April through October. So from 10 to 1, you can come to that. And then we also do the farm to front porch delivery service that Michael was talking about earlier.
And Which is different from a CSA.
Yes.
Because What's the difference between the CSA?
The CSA is kind of like what we have in abundance that week. So people purchase our shares in February or March, a share into our farm, and then every week, whatever we have an abundance of, they get that within like a bag. Mm-hmm. Our farm to front porch delivery service is basically an online website, and you can place an order. And again, it's like what we have like a lot of. We do flowers, or if we have a lot of greens, but it's a wide variety of vegetables on both.
The way they differ is that you buy you sort of buy a mystery box if you buy a CSA. A lot of folks have described it that way. They don't know what they're going to get every week, and they're sort of forced to think outside of the box or find new recipes or challenge themselves with a vegetable that maybe the family doesn't really love, which I can hold my hand up. I'm not a big beef fan. No, I get it.
Me either.
We're beet positive at this house. We love beets.
I love a beet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's jury's.
It's okay.
Sounds like the jury's out on that one all the way.
House divided.
But the online delivery service is more. You get to pick what you want each week. So there's no blind buy-in at the beginning. You can just take it or leave it each week, and if you're interested, you can buy. So we gave people both options, and we found that really worked.
Well, that's great, being able to offer both options. I was a CSA person. This is almost 20 years ago.
Oh, cool.
And it was from a farm in Smith County. And they would drive in on Saturdays.
Wow.
And you would pick up whether you got a half a bushel or a bushel or a quarter bushel. And yes, you were forced to think outside the box. I'd never cooked with bok choy.
Yes.
Oh, but how delicious.
It is.
So good,
Well, not the way I did it, but
We got some recipes for you. She's a master chef. We forgot to bring that part up. So Tonya's whole pedigree comes from the chef culinary world. So she's got her hand in a lot of food stuffs.
Are you going to do a recipe book?
I would like to, but it would have to be after the farming ends. It would be hard to do both, I think. But I compile recipes every year. I write them all down, whatever we find that we love. Like I write everything down. So hopefully I can just...
Chocolate chip cookies with salt.
Yes.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. There will be a recipe book. I just heard her say that.
That's great. So how many hours, what is your week or your day? What are your days like?
We actually start the year with qualitative and quantitative goals so that we're not running ourselves ragged. Mm-hmm. But our day today, it was a 12-hour day today. Yeah. I started at 5, but not all days are like that. Mm-hmm. Plus, we sort of get winters off, or at least they slow down enough. We take a 2-week break in winter and, go to the beach, and that's kind of like our big vacation. And it depends on the day, but it's like Monday, Tuesdays are relatively our slow days. And then as the week goes on, it picks up.
Yeah.
Well, farmers markets are on, our farmers market is on Sunday.
Yes.
And so I know that you are slammed on Sundays.
Yes. We are busy on Sunday. In a good way. Yeah.
May I ask, what do you do about the waste? What do you do with the parts of the plants that you don't sell?
Well, speaking of waste, there's two things that we do. We have chickens.
Big one.
So a lot of times, like when we have, like, let's say really buggy, like lettuces or buggy vegetables, and like we can't donate that because a lot of times, like, we'll have too much of like radishes. So we donate them to Madison Co-op or several other outlets around town. But we bring them home and give them to our chickens. Sometimes our chickens almost eat better than us.
They do. I would attest to that absolutely to be the truth. They have eaten better than me on more than one occasion.
Oh, gosh.
Do you also sell eggs?
We do.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good call. They're a small flock right now, but we do sell our eggs, and they are
By
fed
the way,
all
the
organic.
foxes are out. I saw one in my backyard
Yeah,
today.
it's that
Yes.
time of the year.
Beautiful.
That time of year.
Their
Yep.
babies should be coming out soon.
Yeah. We have a family that lives under one of our sheds.
Oh.
The kids come out. But they weren't there last year. But anyway, we digress.
Michael, specifically for you, marketing director, farmhand
Gosh, I'm
extraordinaire, business. What has this been like? How's your role been in this, and all, what do you do to fulfill all these duties?
Not a damn thing, to be totally honest with you. I don't know how I get away with it. I do a whole lot of whistling and kicking dirt and pointing fingers over there, looking up at the wall, asking a whole bunch of questions, screwing a whole bunch of shit up. Oh, wait, are we allowed to swear in here?
Yeah, sure.
You don't.
No, it's funny because of Tonya's history with working on farms and my lack of history. It's been a real drinking from the fire hose experience, but it's been fun to me. I was sort of like groomed to be into the white collar world with college educations meant for office beehive, not cool beehives, like little office drone beehives. And so getting to be on the farm has just been like sheer joy. So there's a lot of hard work involved. It's moving tarps. It's pulling out weeds. It's struggling with some things sometimes when the weather's tough, but it's also the joy of being connected to the earth and just having your feet on the ground and your hands in the dirt and stuff I never grew up being told was cool or desirable, or I think my father still wonders if it's a viable option. But we're here to tell him
he goes to the grocery store and fills up his grocery cart with food that farmers raised.
Right.
He might not be the best candidate. It's just cheeseburgers in his world. But you know what? I feel you, and you're right about that. My mom's dietary is much more vegetable friendly.
Okay.
But Michael, this has given you. I know you're really active with Amqui Station and the farmers market. Like, tell us about like how. We're going to just kind of pivot for just a minute to our farmers market, which is fabulous.
Yes,
right? Y'all are a cornerstone vendor there. So
it's been now 11 years. I think it's actually to be 12th season actually this year. So the farmers market was started a while ago at Amqui Station, which is an old train station that Johnny Cash saw was going to get demolished. He purchased it, saved it. It got brought back. It's now a museum and an event space and a farmer's market. When I found out that it was all those things and it was run by a board of volunteer directors, I just was curious enough to stick my head in there. And I've just been involved ever since we started selling at the market and seeing that place sort of get its feet and figure out its direction. They've brought in June Carter Cash original wardrobe to go into the museum.
cool.
Yeah, it's a hidden gem up there that we're still working on trying to get. There's a group of really dedicated volunteer staff that work as, well, it's not staff, but volunteer board of directors that are helping to make Madison, the Harkin Hall just went up right next door, largely because Amqui Station was able to sell a piece of their land that was originally donated to the nonprofit. So it's trying to revitalize downtown Madison in a way that I think is super great.
It's a lot different. I remember I went to the very first Amqui. I was friends with Kate Hamilton.
Awesome.
Back in the day. Can I ask a couple of questions before we have to say goodbye?
You're in charge of the clock.
Well, actually, we can all see the clock now because how can listeners find you?
Oh yeah, there's that.
Yes. How can listeners find you and learn more about Una Acre and perhaps either sign up for a CSA or put their order in?
If I'm doing my marketing business development pitch, I'll jump in. So social media is one of our best ways to find us. It's just...
By the way, you are awesome on Instagram.
Oh, that's all Tonya. I will take zero. What's funny is, and the joke is, I worked in the business development world for digital media in New York City, and I cannot attach a file to an email. So she has figured out how to make that entire. It's really, and I want to say that again. She brings everyone along for the ride. So like that Instagram handle is what's going on. I mean, yes, we all curate our Instagram. We're not showing all of the blood and all of the sweat and all the tears, but it is like, it's an accompanying thing. And so finding us, learning about, we tell you what's going on through the Instagram. We have a website, we have a newsletter. So sign up for our newsletter. Every Wednesday we send out an email that tells you what's going on the farm, and you can order that way. So
and
that's
of course,
unaacrefarm.com.
Tonya, we'll see you at Amqui Station on Sundays.
Absolutely.
10 to 1.
10 to 1, yeah.
And all of this, I need to say it over again. As listeners know, all of this will be on
our website, right? FrontPorchAF.com.
We have time for one more.
We have time for one more question.
I think there's one more.
There's so much.
There's one more.
Much for
Sue,
coming.
there's one more question. Tonya, Michael, let us have it. We want to hear what your thoughts are on the pedestrian bridge to Peeler Park.
I think we both talked about this, and there's just the money it's going to cost can go to other things that are more pressing. That's just how we feel.
Yeah.
And we were talking with Piper, the videographer, and our friend, and the potholes alone. That is one thing. The potholes are so terrible. So
it feels more of a sort of a privileged leisure vanity project than maybe some more sustainable, important money spent towards people who really needed it in this town.
And they brought me around. I, at one point, a couple of months ago, was strongly in favor, but I have been persuaded by the facts.
I appreciate that.
I like how you said that too. The facts.
I love it. Because I think
facts.
the feasibility study alone is going to be over $1 million.
Yeah.
That's not even to build.
Oh yeah, that's not even to build it. Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
We might have to
the
get
placement too. It depends on the placement of it is so incredibly important.
Yeah.
So
anyway, we're going to all talk to our Metro Council person.
Make sure everyone's on board.
And by the way, and if you don't live here in Madison, send them a letter anyway. Say you're from Madison.
Tell you have
some.
Exactly.
Get a fake Gmail account.
You can use our address. It's on.
Yeah,
it's
we've
online.
got addresses to you can use.
The hands on the old office clock have come around. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for being here. This is awesome.
At some point, maybe because this show will launch May 6th, maybe sometime when you get back from New Orleans, maybe we could come down to the farm.
We'll come to the farmers
and do a bonus video, a little tour of Una Acre.
100%.
It's a date.
That's a date.
Let's do it.
I mean, you can't unless you play an instrument and want to stick around and sing a song. All right.
Wish I could.
But you're Susan the chickens, so we've got to come see the chicken coop.
We did a whole show. In fact, our third episode was about raising backyard chickens.
Yep.
So we need to come see these well-fed chickens.
So anyway, thank you, Una Acre, Michael, and Tonya, and we will put all the links. By the way, what is the name of your website? The URL.
UnaAcreFarm@gmail.com.
Okay.
That's the email, yeah.
That's the email.
That's the email.
But then what is our website?
Just UnaAcreFarm.com.
UnaAcreFarm.com. We'll be emblazoning that everywhere.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Before we wrap up here, taking action, we're going to talk about local farmers markets, point you in the way to that. Upcoming shows.
We've got a couple of really good shows coming. We've got Dr. Bob.
No, not yet. We don't. Scheduling. So move on to the next one.
We're going to have Rachel Campbell from the Tennessee, the chair of the Tennessee Democratic Party.
Yes.
We don't have that schedule locked down either, but she's coming.
Listen, we fly by the seat of our blue jeans.
Anyway,
but
Rachel
we're
Campbell's
also going to
coming.
have the mayonnaise.
Oh, the mayonnaise.
Past guest taste test.
Exactly.
Past guest taste test on the mayonnaise. We're going to line up Kraft, Hellman's, Blue Plate, Duke's, and the
non-mayonnaise.
The what kind?
Non-mayonnaise.
Non-mayonnaise, but the Pretender.
Right, the imposter.
Yeah, the imposter Miracle Whip.
Yep.
And we're going to have a blind taste test from past guests.
Past guests, yes. We've got at least, we have 5.
Look at this. We've got a volunteer.
Now we have
Michael, you're in.
We're going to have 7 people. We can't have an even number. case there's a tie.
Okay, well, we'll figure it out.
Anyway, we're going to do it at D's.
Yep.
I'm in.
All right.
Okay.
Awesome.
And D's. Love them both.
Love
this is perfect.
Love mayonnaise,
I'm so
love D's.
excited.
Slather D's in mayonnaise.
There you go.
All right. Tell them about our website.
Please follow us on the socials. You can find our website at www.frontporchaf.com, and we're on all the socials. Let's see, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, but
never, ever.
All right.
And don't forget YouTube. We're on YouTube.
That's right. We're on the YouTube.
And also, if you go to our website, www.frontporchaf.com, you don't need the www. You don't even need the HTTPS://
Well, that's not fun to say.
No, it is not fun to say. But
say.
Once you get there, if you sign up, you get
bonus content.
Yeah, exclusive content just for you until we put it out on the socials later. Because I'm real busy, gal. Okay, so until next time.
When we gather on our audio front porch, grab a drink
and solve all the problems of the world. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.